Hello and welcome to Recycled Rhythms Melodious Makes. Now the word melodious comes from the word melody. So that's right, all the instruments that we make on this video are all about being able to play a tune or a melody. So let's get started. One of the easiest melody makers for you to make at home is the ice cream tub guitar. So that's right, you've guessed it, you need an ice cream tub, enjoy eating the contents, and then make sure it's nice and clean inside. And then you need some rubber bands. Now, you can use as many as you like, as many as will fit onto the ice cream tub. Today am just going to use a couple of different rubber bands. So I'm going to stretch them over my ice cream tub like this. So now I have my rubber band stretched over my ice cream tub. Now I'm only using 2 for now, but that doesn't matter, you can use as many as you like. Different thicknesses and different sizes of rubber bands will give you different sounds. So in this case, I have a thick rubber band and I have a thin one. And they give me 2 different sounds, 2 different melody notes. And I can play them singularly on their own or together, just like you can on a guitar. Now, if you want to change those sounds even more, you can just gently place your finger on the end of one of them and move it along as you play. But the trouble is, your finger tends to stop the sound when you do that. So the other way you can do this is to get a pencil and put the pencil underneath the rubber bands. And that way, when you slide the pencil down, it will allow you to change the sound. Like that. And you can, if you prefer, you can leave the pencil in one place or you can move it up and down and you can have fun playing with your ice cream tub guitar. In this really easy make, we're going to make a bottle organ. All you need is bottles of different sizes. Now, all of the bottles I'm using are plastic. They're all empty. They've all been washed. Make sure that they're all washed, that they're all clean. And you want to make sure that they're really dry as well. Now, all you have to do is take any of your bottles and blow over the top. Now, we're not blowing into it. It makes a sound, but it's not the best sound you can get. We're looking to blow over the top of the bottle. Depending on the size of the bottle and the size of the neck, you'll have to play around with how to do this and where is most comfortable. So, what you want to do is you want to put your bottom lip against the back edge, that's the edge nearest to you, of the bottle. And then when you blow, the air will go over the top. And that's how it makes a sound. So here's my first bottle. Let's see what sound that one makes. So different shapes and different sizes of bottles will make different sounds. And I wonder if you can get together a collection of bottles, as I have, and find out which ones make the lower sounds, the lower pitch, and which ones make the higher sounds, or as we say in music, the higher pitch. So, this one, is it higher or lower? Let's see. Now let's compare it to this one. Now they're quite close, aren't they? But this one, I'm sure you'll agree, was slightly lower in pitch. So this one is the higher pitch. Now, you can change the pitch of any of your bottles as well, should you wish to do so. I've got another bottle here, and I don't know if you can see this, but I have filled that with some water. Now, if I fill it with water, it will also change the pitch of the instrument, of the bottle. Now, as you play around with this, see if you can work out what the rule is. See if you can complete this sentence. The more water I put in the bottle, the something, the pitch. Now, is that something higher or lower. So which of these two statements is correct? The more water I put into the bottle, the higher the pitch. Or the more water I put into the bottle, the lower the pitch. See what you find out. Now, I've got 6 different bottles in front of me. Some of them have some water in. Some of them are empty. So I have played around to see if I can make them all make a different sound. So let's see if I can. Here we go. Last one. So there we are, they all make different sounds. Their pitch is different. Each one is different. And that's what makes this a melodious make, because you can use the different pitches that we've got on each of our bottles to play a melody or a tune. Let's see if you can recognise this very, very famous song. I'm just going to play you the first line. Did you get it? Of course, it was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I'm sure you can come up with lots more exciting tunes, either of your own or that you perhaps already know and that you can use the bottles to work out how to play. So, have lots and lots of fun with that one. Make sure that your bottles are clean and empty before you start. Just use plastic bottles, glass bottles. They do work, but they're more dangerous. So definitely just use the plastic bottles and have lots and lots of fun with that melodious make. Let's look for another melodious make. These tubes are called boom whackers. You might have used these at school with your own music teacher, but these are called boom whackers and they are fantastic. They are just pieces of plastic tube and they have been cut to the right length to make different sounds. You can play them on your hand, you can play them on your foot, you can play them on the wall. It really doesn't matter, they will make a fantastic sound. Now boom whackers come in different sizes so that they make different notes. You can make something similar too. If you're lucky enough to have any spare lengths of things like drain pipes at home, maybe in the garage or garden shed, then you can make things like this yourself. But if you haven't, don't worry, because you could even try using cardboard tubes, the sorts of things you find on the inside of kitchen tissue or toilet paper, and you'll find that even those will make different sounds. So let's just try one quick idea with boom whackers, and I wonder if you can make your very own. Here we go. So I've got some different boom whackers here, different colours, and they all make different sounds. Let's have a go at this melodious maker. And I hope you recognise that tune. So have a go, see if you can find some plastic tubes or some cardboard tubes around the house and see if you can turn those into your very, very own boom whackers. So let's make a French horn. Now, as you may know, a French horn is a member of the brass family because it is made out of a golden coloured metal called brass. Now, the French horn is the curly one. It's in a big round circle, but actually the tubing in a French horn measures something like 12 feet. That's over 3.5 meters long. But because it's curled up so tight, it's very easy for the player to hold. So what do we need if we're going to make a French horn? Well, first things first, you're going to need some kind of hose pipe. Here is mine. Now this hose pipe is actually the sort of a hose pipe that plumbers will often use, but your ordinary gardener hose pipe will be just as good. Now, anytime we are making anything, we must always ensure that everything that we do is clean and safe. So please, for all of these makes, do make sure that you get an adult to help you, because we might need to cut the hose pipe, we might need to stick things together, and the things that you might use might have perhaps come from the garden shed or from the garage. So they must be properly cleaned before you can use them. So we have our hose pipe. That's going to be the main part of our French horn. We also need what we call a mouthpiece. Now, I'm a trumpet player, so I have a proper trumpet mouthpiece here, which I can use to play my French horn. If you haven't got one of those, then actually you need to look at your garden hose pipe again, because a lot of garden hose pipes have something like this at the end, and that will make a really good mouthpiece. But do make sure that this is really, really clean, because you don't want to be putting your mouth onto this if it's been out in the garden or in the garage and is full of dirt. One of the best ways to clean this is to get some steriliser, such as the sort of steriliser that you might use for babies' milk bottles and things like that. If you can leave it in a bucket of steriliser or use a sterilising tablet to make it super, super clean, that's the best way to do it. If you can't do that, if you haven't got those, then leave this in a container of boiling water. Obviously make sure an adult does that for you, not you. But make sure an adult sterilises this properly, either in proper steriliser or in boiling water. And then it should be nice and clean. But always make sure that this is clean. So, with either your mouthpiece, if you're already a brass player, or something like this, then you are ready nearly to make your French horn. Now, if you haven't got something like that, you can actually make the right shape, basically a kind of a cone, a conical shape. You can make that out of cardboard or all sorts of things. You might just have to experiment and see what makes the best sound. So that's one end of our French horn, but in the other end of a French horn, we need something else to help make our sound louder. Now, around the house, you might have one of these. This is a funnel. It might not look exactly like this. Often they're white or clear, and you might well have one that you use for baking. This one has actually come out of my garage, but once again, I've made sure this is really, really clean before I use it. So, you might have one in your kitchen, you might have one in your garage, but again, the golden rule, please, please, please make sure that it is clean. Now, putting your French horn together is quite easy. You need your hose pipe. You need two ends of your hose pipe. There they are. And into one end, you're going to put your mouthpiece, and in the other end, you're going to put your funnel. But the question is, does it matter how much hose pipe you use to make your French horn? I've got about 15 metres here, which is enough to make about 4 or 4.5 real French horns. So let's go and find out, shall we? So to make your French horn is very, very easy. All you have to do is get the hose pipe into a circle. You might need to use some tape and a couple of points just to get it to stay in the right place. And then you want to have both ends of the hose pipe ideally pointing up in the same direction. You then need to get your funnel and put that into the end. It's possibly best to hold that on with a piece of tape. And then you should by now have your mouthpiece in the other end, and then you are good to go. So I hope you have fun making lots of music with our different melody makers that we have explored today. Have lots and lots of fun. Don't forget to check out the Stoke-on-Trent City Music Service Facebook page for a sheet to accompany this video and all of the other Recycle Rhythm series so far. And you'll find them and lots of other wonderful resources on the Stoke-on-Trent City Music Service YouTube channel as well. But for now, take care. Goodbye.